All right, crew. Let's take them down.
Feel free to do something.
Nothing walks away!
Talon is it's just a slaughtering machine at this point. Oops, ancient constructs. They can stun me! Right, we're doing fairly well. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Right, I might be able to get him to drink a few potions while we're at it. Another. They're attacking their... yeah, they're attacking the neutrals. I think I know why. No, it doesn't matter. They're immortal anyway. Wouldn't matter in the slightest. It would be problematic if my guys were doing it, but they aren't. Is that it? That's 3 armies down. Right. Need to kill Argus.
Nothing walks away!
Yeah, they just don't have any protections on, and the level what 16 fighter is right next to them with a Elder Water Elemental. They're gonna be just raped thoroughly. Just a brutal raping is gonna happen here. Can't pick it up. Pick the fucker up. Destroy the phylactery.
All right.
Rape!
Let's
Rape
take
him.
them down.
Just... no one's doing anything. I'm protecting myself against this shit. I don't know, maybe it's because he's invisible. Isn't anymore.
Alright, crew.
Seriously,
take them
it's okay
down.
to try to attack him. Like, super seriously. He is not invisible or anything. Well, I'm protecting myself from the inevitable spell spam. Fractal laughs, his bones turning to dust. You cannot kill me, Jaina. I'm a lich now. My soul tucked safely away in my phylactery. You mean that staff I just shattered? Somehow his fleshless skull begins to show shock and amazement. No, it cannot be. The empty sockets surge the battlefield, then come to rest upon Oric's base. This is all you are doing, Oric. Are we waiting for Oric now? Apparently yes. Oric smiles slightly. Why, so it is, father, and you took the bait quite nicely. Rakshal's jaw crunches as he talks, bone fragments spitting to the ground. And Jaina is not my grandchild, and has no claim to the throne? He laughs painfully, some ribs flying outward with each spasm. I struck before I was ready, thinking you out of the way and this, well, holding the throne. So foolish. You don't need to tell me that. I never trusted the bastard myself. Oric turns to you, a haughty look in his eyes. No, Jaina, it was merely a lie to put you on the throne. An easy target for my father to take a swipe at. If he managed to kill you, I lose nothing. To have him come out of hiding and try for a strike, then have you help me kill him. He smiles with a shrug. That is more than I could have hoped for. So you were the one responsible for all of this? Killing me and capturing my child? Oh yes. I have learned that the best revenge takes years. Allow the victim to feel safe. Perhaps marry and have children. He trails off with a grin. That is the most personally satisfying conclusion I find. And Laren, why did you take him? He could not possibly be any harm to you. Once I discovered that you had the mark of the tainted on you, I began to see your use as bait for my father. While your soul was kept in stasis for a number of years, I had the opportunity to enact my second bit of revenge. Oric grins again. I am not above mixing business with pleasure, you see. What? What have you done to Laren? Why, nothing. Nothing at all. I took his into my home, trained him. I suppose not his, but him. I took him into my home, trained him, and treated her if she were my own. Again he lashes a smarmy grin. It takes revenge all the sweeter to know that there is a final betrayal you must face yet. Laren, now is the time to stand at my side. Oric looks around somewhat confused. Where have you squirreled Laren away? No matter. I keep my family safe, Oric. Something you wouldn't understand. So, it seems like you will be alone in your fight. Rick looks stunned for a moment, then quickly recovers. But I won't be completely alone, Jaina. Those I chose from the Assassin's Guild are most loyal to the Lord of Amalas. The true Lord, that is. So, two sets of immortal warriors locked in battle for eternity. That's a bit of a cliché, don't you think? It seems that Auric is not yet done with his eyebrow-raising grins. That. You see, in the heat of battle, I took the liberty of acquiring it with a bit of magic. Should you die and return to your spirit gem, I shall crush out your life force for good. Well, that certainly makes things interesting. Raxiel's skull stirs. That's all very touching, but with a quick kick, Auric crushes the bones to dust. Oh, and one last thing. He pulls out a small stone orb and speaks a command word. I'll need a touch of healing after our little fight. Unfortunately, this works on you as well as me, but it can't be helped. With a flash, you feel a rush of energy return to your body. Can we just start fighting already? Farewell, Jaina. Long have I waited for this moment. And goodbye to you as well. Well. Not sure what's coming our way. We can probably cast a few spells before things turn too shitty for us. We need to make these count. I'm going to go for Summon Creature Knight to have a little bit of an extra hand in this. Is that instant death? I think I died. Or not. Not sure what happened, but I'm putting a spell shield on me. Auric seems very focused on casting things on me, which leaves Talon free to basically do whatever he wants, which is just fine. I'm the only one that has a reasonable chance of resisting whatever is coming our way. What I need to do is make sure Auric is easy to dispose of. He's attacking spirit gems. He's also using instant death abilities pretty much. Fuck. The elemental is doing God's work there. Pick up Auric's Spirit Gem and crush it. Can't target the fucker. Another Spirit Gem. that's my spirit gem. Or is it? Right. Taunt him. Immune to taunt, okay. I don't know what you are doing. Stop doing it. Trail. I think I did crush him. Helen breathes deeply. By the gods, I love the smell of a fresh battlefield. Smells like victory. Aye, that it does, lass. He wipes a bit of a stray blood from his face, giving it a quick taste. Orc, I think. Talon looks out at the battlefield. Funny, isn't it? 2 men and all they wanted was to be called Lord of Amalas. I've heard of plenty of reasons to be killing someone, but it seems a bit silly now. The irony is that I am now Lady of Amalas. That should keep them spinning in their graves. He chuckles. And that would make me the new Lord of Amalas. He makes a rude gesture toward the mangled bodies of his foe. How's that suit you, gents? Before you start putting on airs, let's get us some food and some willing servants to have our way with. Helen turns and bids farewell to the battlefield. Goodbye, sweet battlefield. Thanks for the memories. Come on, you lot. Let's paint the town red. End module. What is it this time? Posing for a picture, I guess. Right. That took an odd turn at the end, but at the least the final twist sort of makes it more plausible. Can I skip this? Because, yeah, I was complaining about a lot of things, but it makes it makes sense. If you think about it, how it actually happened. Yeah, my sort of holes I saw in Oryx Story were holes in Oryx Story. And but well, a lot of the reasons that also didn't fit was the time between the capture and the release. But it makes sense if it was always part of a plan and was never an accident that we got released. So then the timing doesn't really matter. Because it was always Oryx to decide to use as part of his plot. And not my clever escape. So yeah, my main complaints about this odd situation disappear with that. Although, and it also explains why you sort of have to go along with it, simply because otherwise the plot doesn't really get where it needs to go. And I suppose that just I feel there probably are more elegant ways of achieving that, but you sort of have to accept that if you give full freedom to players to do what they want, they can easily break the bloodline so that it won't go where it needs to be going. So I'm somewhat forgiving about those things. Sort of, yeah, just roll with it. It's part of the game and the experience. If you're not willing to roll with them, you basically don't have that much of a game to play. So it's not a huge source of complaints. Um, hmm, Demon plus the trilogy. I it's a mixed trilogy. Demon on the other was sort of a I have mixed feelings about it. Not in the same way I had about Shadow Lords. I feel this is a good module. However, this has it doesn't have the strong narrative focus like Dreamcatcher had. So at the beginning, you're very out of it. You don't know what the fuck is going on because the lovely transitions are what they are. Uh, Naturally they have to be like that because it was not a smooth transition that you went from one place to another. But I still feel that you can do that better. Fallout 4 has a sort of something similar. The game starts with you being put into cryo sleep, and then things happen in between the cryo sleep, then you waking up and then getting released from your cryo pod. I mean, that's the opening of the fucking game. It's not really kind of a spoiler. Uh, However, it's played sort of like because of your consciousness that it happens almost one event after another, but it's never really made explicit that what's the time difference between all those events. And again, not a spoiler, it overall takes something like a century, is it? Uh, I don't recall anymore. Anyway, everyone you knew is dead, world has ended. That's the opening, beginning premise of the game. However, it doesn't feel like that, like a huge just game jumping from one place to another. From the character's perspective, it's a fairly smooth, rapid, uh, rapid but smooth sequence of events. So it doesn't feel like you're suddenly somewhere and you have no idea where you are. So something like that might have been used here. I'm not quite sure. Naturally you can't do it exactly like that, but I feel that would have been a better approach. It's not a major complaint I have. It's just something I feel that ties to the fact that you're sort of clueless out of it. What's going on at the start of the game? Then there's no narrow focus on anywhere. You're sort of just escape, and you can go to a lot of different places. However, the problem I have with that is there's really one place you should be going, and that's the gate divers. I mean, you can play through most of that without even fighting, and you can easily get the money you need, a couple of experience levels under your belt, so you can go to other places. And I feel the game should probably push you harder in that direction. It's not a huge problem because if you try to go to other places, you quickly discover that yeah, this is sort of cumbersome to play through. Even rats are a couple levels above you. That's how it at least feels like, and a single hit can kill you. So in that way, I suppose you are encouraged to seek out other paths. However, I still wish they do mention the gate divers as an option to seek employment, but they also emphasize immediately how incredibly dangerous and reckless the entire business is. So it's I feel it should have some kind of a additional thing attached to it to sort of emphasize the point that this is the correct place for you to go right now. Like there later on, when you sort of run out the places to visit, you're told with the story that the portal has a sort of a security mechanism with there, so it doesn't allow you to go to places that you can't handle. So I feel something like that should have been mentioned almost immediately. That it's a great place for anyone. While it's a dangerous line of business, it has security features that make it a job suitable for peoples of all experience types. You might end up getting horribly killed while doing that, but you won't die because of that. Or you will respawn, and you won't be going to places where you can't finish it. You just That's not something that's really an option. But once you sort of figure out, no, it gets worse, I suppose, because there's a lot of new mechanics against with the rituals, the new trap system, new potion making system. It all adds to the sort of wheeling of confusion and overwhelming that initially hits at the start of the module, and it isn't being helped when you are a level 1 character and you feel worthless and not suitable to tackle all these different things that are thrown at you. So I feel that could have been done better. But once you figure out what this is, what you want to do, what is really appropriate for you, the game just starts going much more smoothly, and I had no real trouble after that. So yeah, this is still a good module, and it's a fine end to this little adventure. Uh, you end up probably properly near levels where you would be okay to start Hordes of the Underdark 2 right after that, so you could easily make it a 4 module larger campaign for your character. So it's a nice fit in that sense too. But if I'd have to rate this trilogy as a whole, uh, uneven. It's a weak start. It's still okay adventure, but compared to the other two, it's weaker. I feel Dreamcatcher is by far the strongest of these. It's a strong story and has all the good things that this module maker has. The variety of places and locales and different mechanics, everything is just great in that module. Then the follow-up, I feel it's a weaker quality. At the same time, again, new things for you to do. The locations are interesting and varied, so it's not like it's a catastrophic drop in quality. It is superior to Shadow Lords, I think. And and overall, it's a good 3 adventure campaign. I still feel that it's probably the roughest at Shadow Lords, because of the heavy undead focus. You have a lot of you're probably around the same levels that you are at the demon for the most part, and you're dealing with a lot more shit than you actually deal with demon, with the constant ability level drains, poisons, diseases. So that a rough start, but what if you get over that? Then a great campaign with a sort of a little bit of stumbling at the end, but it's by no means bad. And it once you get to the end of it, then it's yeah, you see how it makes sense. So I was ready to sort of bitch about the ending because I was so starting to be confused and didn't really see how this made sense in light of the previous chapters. But it sort of my complaints fizzled away once I finished the game. So right, start at close to mediocrity or a little bit above average. I say it's by no means badly done. It's a long campaign. It's an interesting concept, has a decent amount of okay encounters too and adventuring. So there's nothing really bad about it. It just has, it's I suppose, it's a solid, good campaign with some weaker parts. Then a great campaign, and then sort of a little bit of a downgrade, but still a strong, good campaign. So overall, very very nice.